I wish I thought of this before building the spool for this, for the CV axles and everything. For this vehicle, I didn't think about having the possibility of being able to steer this thing while doing wheelies. If this thing had a differential and if I had brakes that, you know, operate this tire independently and that tire independently. Now I'm like, how can I do that for this? Now I'm pondering the idea of, you know, completely getting rid of the spool. Yeah. I'm gonna look into seeing if I can install a differential in this thing. I'm getting excited for this project. It's gonna be kind of a challenge to fit everything in here. The plan was to put 2 pedals for my feet, so therefore I can operate the brakes that way. My right foot operates the right tire, left foot operates left tire, and it's basically have 2 pedals. I mean, that may work. Just most differentials, most chain drive differentials, most of anything like that, from flange to flange, it's around 10 to 12 inches wide. The spool that I made it 5 1/4 inches from flange to flange. I'm not saying it's impossible to build a differential that'll work for this setup. I'm saying it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So let's work on adding a differential to this thing so therefore we can have differential steering. This is an open differential. Because we're wanting differential steering, I think we want an open diff. I kind of want to mock it up in the frame and just see what it looks like. All right, let's take out this old spool. Yeah, look at the size difference between the spool and the differential. Yeah, let's just mock this up in the frame and just see if it'll work. I just wanted to see if it would work, and no, I don't think this setup would work. Alright, so luckily I was able to easily take this thing apart, and it's actually almost perfect size. So first thing is we gotta get these bearings to fit on here. Then we need to make bearing housings to not only fit the bearings but also fit the seal, also make it to where we can bolt this to the frame. The original one is 11 3/8 inches wide, so this one's only 1 1/4 inches bigger, which is almost perfect. Alright, so let's mount this differential in the frame, then we can figure out where the brake discs need to go. Alright, the brake discs are now installed on this thing. Alright, so the rear suspension is done again for the second time. We got the differential installed, we got the rear shocks installed now. So tomorrow we have an opportunity to take this thing for its first actual test drive somewhere in Tennessee to be able to finally test drive this thing. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Hopefully it fires up. Alright, first test with this thing. Let's see what it can do. I'm going to do a little donut right there. Holy crap, this thing is nuts. I'm trying to do a donut with this thing. I'm having to stand on these rear brakes to get it to turn around. The steering is it's not terrible, but it's more of a suggestion with this thing, which is why I'm really glad that I added the differential with the cutting brakes. If this did not have cutting brakes, yeah, I would not be able to turn with this thing at all. Man, this thing is a wild ride. Holy crap. And I'm mainly using the rear brakes. I'm not using the front that much. So if this did not have the differential and the turning brakes, cutting brakes, whatever you want to call it, I would not be able to turn this thing.
It would not steer.
I tried turning the wheel and it just...